In bright light, the pupil constricts, narrows, in order to prevent too much light entering the eye and damaging the retina. The pupil reflex. In dim light, the pupil dilates, becomes larger, to allow more light to enter the eye to improve vision. In bright light, the pupil constricts, gets smaller, to allow less light to enter the eye to protect the retina from damage. Did this video help you? Yes. No. The pupil reflex, antagonistic muscle action, extended. The pupil reflex is an example of a pair of antagonistic muscle groups acting together. They work together to regulate the amount of light entering the eye. The muscles that work antagonistically are the radial muscles and the circular muscles of the eye. When one set of muscles contracts, the other relaxes. The pupil reflex in dim light. The pupil reflex in bright light. Responding to changes in light intensity table. Accommodation, extended. Accommodation, the function of the eye in focusing on near and distant objects. The way the lens brings about fine focusing is called accommodation. The lens is elastic and its shape can be changed when the suspensory ligaments attached to it become tight or loose. The changes are brought about by the contraction or relaxation of the ciliary muscles. When an object is close up, the ciliary muscles contract, the ring of muscle decreases in diameter. This causes the suspensory ligaments to loosen. This stops the suspensory ligaments from pulling on the lens, which allows the lens to become fatter. Light is refracted more. Diagram showing the eye when an object is close up. When an object is far away, the ciliary muscles relax, the ring of muscle increases in diameter. This causes the suspensory ligaments to tighten. The suspensory ligaments pull on the lens, causing it to become thinner. Light is refracted less. Diagram showing the eye when an object is far away. Focusing on distant and near objects table. Exam tip. The focusing of the eye on distant and near objects is complex and it can be hard to remember what is happening. This is something you can work out in an exam if you have forgotten. Staring at your hand right in front of your eye will make your eyes feel tight and tired after a few seconds. This is because the ciliary muscles are contracted. Staring at an object far away feels relaxing and comfortable because the ciliary muscles are relaxed. Rod and cone cells, extended. There are two types of receptor cells in the retina. Rods, which are sensitive to dim light. Cones, which distinguish between different colors in bright light. There are three types of cone cells which are sensitive to different colors of light: red, blue and green. The fovea is an area on the retina where almost all of the cone cells are found. Rod cells are found all over the retina, other than the area where the optic nerve attaches to the retina. There are no light-sensitive cells at all in this area, and so it is known as the blind spot. Exam tip. Do you ever wonder why your night vision is black and white? It's because the low light intensity isn't enough to stimulate cone cells, so only rod cells are stimulated. Remember, only the cone cells can detect color. Also, if you look directly at a dim star at night, it disappears, but reappears if you look slightly to one side of it. Never look directly at the sun. This is because, when looking straight at the star, the light falls on the fovea, which has more cones so fewer rods, so the low light intensity won't be enough to stimulate the rods. Looking slightly off to the side allows the light to fall away from the fovea, onto more rod cells, so the star reappears in your peripheral, ed. Vision. 14.1.7 Hormones in humans. Hormones and their associated glands. What is a hormone? A hormone is a chemical substance produced by a gland and carried by the blood. The hormone alters the activity of one or more specific target organs, i.e. they are chemicals which transmit information from one part of the organism to another and bring about a change. The glands that produce hormones in animals are known collectively as the endocrine system. The major endocrine glands in the body. Transport around the body. Endocrine glands have a good blood supply as when they make hormones they need to get them into the bloodstream, specifically the blood plasma, as soon as possible so they can travel around the body to the target organs to bring about the response. Hormones only affect cells with target receptors that the hormone can bind to. These are either found on the cell membrane, or inside cells. Receptors have to be complementary to hormones for there to be an effect. The liver regulates levels of hormones in the blood, transforming or breaking down any that are in excess. How hormones work. Important hormones in the human body. Comparison of nervous and hormonal control. Glucagon, extended. Blood glucose levels are controlled by a negative feedback mechanism involving the production of two hormones, insulin and glucagon. Both hormones which control blood glucose concentration are made in the pancreas. Insulin is produced when blood glucose rises and stimulates liver and muscle cells to convert excess glucose into glycogen to be stored. Glucagon is produced when blood glucose falls and stimulates liver and muscle cells to convert stored glycogen into glucose to be released into the blood. Negative feedback regulation of blood glucose levels. Exam tip. The terms glucagon and glycogen are very often mixed up by students as they sound similar. Remember, glucagon is the hormone, glycogen is the polysaccharide glucose is stored as. Learn the differences between the spellings and what each one does so you do not get confused in the exam. Did this video help you? Yes. No. The hormone adrenaline. Adrenaline is known as the fight or flight hormone as it is produced in situations where the body may be in danger. Flight equals remove oneself rapidly from a dangerous situation, e.g. run away. Fight equals if flight is not possible, resort to physical combat to overcome danger. It causes a range of different things to happen in the body, all designed to prepare it for movement, i.e. fight or flight. These include increasing blood glucose concentration for increased respiration in muscle cells, increasing pulse rate and breathing rate so glucose and oxygen can be delivered to muscle cells, and carbon dioxide taken away from muscle cells more quickly, diverting blood flow towards muscles and away from non-essential parts of the body such as the alimentary canal, again to ensure the reactants of respiration are as available as possible. Dilating pupils to allow as much light as possible to reach the retina so more information can be sent to the brain. Exam tip. It is worth learning this list of effects of adrenaline as it is a fairly common exam question and can be worth several easy marks. More on adrenaline, extended. More on adrenaline, extended. Additional effects of adrenaline include increasing the concentration of glucose in the blood. This helps deliver more important glucose to muscles for respiration. Increasing heart rate. This has the same effect, to ensure that all muscles are well prepared for high levels of activity in a flight or fight situation.